Let's talk about objections. There's generally only two types. A person has a limiting belief in themselves, or they have a limiting belief in network marketing. So do me a favor, type in the comments, what are some of the objections that you receive when you sit down and have an exposure with somebody? What do you get? I know we have a little bit of a lag. What, 20 seconds or something? 15, 20 seconds? What do you get? What kind of an objection do you get? I'll wait for just a second. With a little technology delay. And then I'll start filling out this list. We'll do it together. No time. That's a limiting belief in themselves. No money. Can't sell. Can't afford it right now. Not a salesperson. No time. Don't want to sell anything. Not a salesperson. Can't sell anything. Don't want to chase friends. That's over here. I don't know anyone. No contacts. I don't want to go to people's house and run a class. Seems they would rather keep doing what they're doing. Don't want to run the classes. It's not a real business. I can get this online cheaper. Products are expensive. Is this a pyramid? I'm an introvert. It's a scam. It's a scheme. I tried it before. It didn't work. I don't want to commit to a monthly order. That might be money. I live in a small town. I can't talk in public. I could never do that. I never sell. Small town. Don't know anyone. Don't have the money. It's a pyramid. Pyramid. Not legitimate. I don't want people in my house. That's over here again. It's not for me. No support from family. That could be both. Maybe it's no support here, but maybe it's also no support here because it's network marketing. Have the money, can't sell. My mom did it and failed. Somebody else failed. Is this like Amway? Market saturated. Right? They only make money at the top. Oh, this is like Amway, right? So, do you understand? You're seeing this? No time, no money. I'm an introvert, small town. I can't sell anything. I don't know anybody. There's no support at home. I don't believe I could do it. Or I don't want to chase friends. I don't want to run classes. This doesn't look real. Products are look too expensive. This is a scam. It's a pyramid. It's illegal. I don't have support. Even if I tried it, only the top make money. Saturated. I've tried it before. Got it? So all of these things are going to come up. Do you think they're going to keep coming up for the rest of your career? Answers, of course. What do I want to do? I want to use this objection to schedule the next exposure. Okay? So I will teach you specifically how to turn this into an opportunity to go to the next thing, whatever that next thing is. So think about this. You walk into a retail store and you want to buy something. And the salesperson comes up and says, can I help you find something? And you need help. What's your first reaction? Your first reaction is, no, I'm just looking. Your first reaction is to give them an objection. And what do the professional ones do? That's fine. Take your time. I'll be over here if you need me. What did they do? They scheduled the next exposure. And they made it friendly versus push until you chased them out of the store. Kept it friendly. Kept it moving. So when they were ready, their clock dial in the store hit high noon, they're ready to come over and say, okay, now I need to see some sizes. Or now show me what you have in this and this and this. Okay? So schedule the next exposure. Let's talk about what you do with these objections. A simple process. And what is the process for? Four steps to handle these objections, answer these questions, is to get to the next exposure. That's the whole process. Help you keep the conversation going. One, whatever they say, listen. Really listen. So you understand what it is that they're saying. Two, relate. Three, tell your story or stories. And four, if I, would you? Now, let me walk you through this specifically. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this is how you skillfully get your next exposure scheduled. This is how you do it. A person says, this looks great, but I don't have the time. How do you get the next exposure set up versus saying, some will, some won't, so what next? How do you get the next exposure set up? Here's how you do it. You listen, say, when you say you don't have the time, are you saying that I haven't shown you enough to justify your time? Are you like wall to wall, or are you just feeling a little overwhelmed with your schedule? I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed with my schedule. Me too. When I first took a look at this, I was trying to figure out how in the world, I don't have enough time in the day, I don't have enough time in the week or the month. I got to take care of the work. I got to take care of the house. I got to take care of the kids. I got to try and take care of my body. I got to do all my errands and do all the stuff. The thought of starting a business on top of that was exhausting. We're the same, you and me. You thought about time. I thought about time too. But let me tell you what I realized. Now, I never point at them. I always point at myself. Let me tell you what I realized. I realized at this stage of my life, if I didn't have time, if something didn't change, I was never going to have time. I was going to stay on this hamster wheel for the rest of my life. And that just wasn't, I fast forward 5 years, 10 years, and if I didn't change something, 5 years from now, I'm going to be even more stressed out. I'm going to have even less time. So for me, I decided that for things to change, I had to change. I had to look at something different because the plan that I had was not giving me the time that I wanted to have in my life. So I took a look at this, and I got to tell you, this is part of my story still. I figured it out. I figured out a way to carve some time out. And you know how I view that time in my life? I view that time as a seed planted for my future. Every hour that I spend now building my network marketing business is a seed that I'm planting that's buying my time back a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. I got different choices. I got different options. I got more freedom. And let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to make this work in a busy life, if I could show you how to fit this into a busy schedule. If I could show you how to do this 15 minutes at a time here and there over the course of a busy week, would you at least take the next step with me? Would you at least learn a little bit more? What's the answer most of the time? Sure. All right, fine. What's my goal through these 4 steps? To get here. My goal is to get here. By listening, relating, telling my story, asking if I would you, to get them here. If we go through that, let's say we go through that, and they say, this all looks great, I could figure it out with my time, but I don't have the money. I'm ashamed to say I don't have the money. I'm going to do the same exact thing again. I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to relate. I totally understand it. Who has a lot of extra money? I'm going to tell my story, and I'm going to ask the question. If I could show you how to get a return of your investment quickly, build a business quickly, get off to a quick start, sell some product, build a little team, get a return quickly, would you be willing to at least explore that option? If I could show you how to get this thing started, to be able to, 6 months from now, have more financial options, would you at least be willing to continue the conversation? Answer for most people, of course. Same thing. I'm introverted. Listen, I totally relate. I'm introverted too, and I really am. I was just like, these people who could just naturally talk to anybody, anytime. Here's what I realized for me. I'm introverted. I lose energy in a crowd, but I realized that the introverted part of my nature wasn't helping me create financial freedom for my family. So what I learned to do was be a situational extrovert. So I'll be extroverted for a little bit of time in order to be able to get the benefits, and then I'll go back to being introverted, So I pick the times when I'm going to be extroverted. Even though it's not my natural thing, I'm a little bit more introspective, but I'll pick the times to be extroverted, and I've learned to find a way that will get me the results in business, and I can still be myself. So if I could show you how I did that, or if I could show you how somebody of my friend did that, or if I could show you how this other person that's just like you did that, would you be willing to learn how they did it in order to be able to move forward? See what I mean? So, if you can't relate to Sergio asked, if you can't relate to the problem, can I use somebody else's from my team? Let's say a person says to me, they say, I just can't do it because I'm pregnant. I can't say, me too. I'm pregnant too. You can't say that, obviously. But you could say, well, listen, and you can't even try to relate. Oh, I totally understand what it's like to be pregnant. You can't do that. What you can do is say, I can't pretend to understand what it's like to be a pregnant person in business, but here's what I do know. There are many, many successful women that started their business in our company when they were pregnant. They decided that they wanted to have something better for their unborn child, better for their family, better for their future. They wanted to have more choices, more options, and they figured out a way to do it in this incredibly transitional and exciting time of their life. If I could show you how they figured out a way to balance all that and make it happen, would you at least be willing to learn how they did it? See what I'm saying? So, what's my goal here? My goal is to help guide them through that to schedule the next exposure. Person says, I just don't understand the compensation plan. This is confusing to me. I understand. I didn't understand it either. Here's what I did. I watched this video and I talked to this person. If I could show you this video and I introduced you to the person that taught me, would you be at least willing to talk to them?